Ni hao, Sunny Koku citizens, this is Shude Hong here, and today what I want to talk about is something that has commonly been happening, not only within this game, but I've seen it in other games like Animal Jam as well, which is something that people seem to think is okay with, and that is reporting people right away. And I know this is probably going to make people jump to the defense on defending this, but I'm going to talk about why it's important not to report someone right away, which I know people are going to freak out wondering why, so that's why I'm going to talk about my side of the story and why I think this is wrong. I'm going to talk about my story first and why this is wrong. So I honestly am not going to deny this. I have been inactive off Felandia for probably about 6 months, and I literally just decided to get on yesterday, and this is when it happened, yesterday afternoon. It's kind of hard for me to fly because my mouse has been giving me a hard time, but I decided to create an animal version of one of the characters that I really loved, and if you don't know where the character came from, I'll gladly tell you. I obviously can't say it in the game because I know it's against the rules, but I'm gonna pull you up a picture. But I decided to name the cat, which I should have probably put it in my bio, and I literally forgot to say it was a cat/deer version of him or something, and it was kind of my fault because I forgot to put that down in my bio. Partly my story, I forgot to put that in my bio, by the way, guys. And it totally slipped my mind. So I decided to see if anyone kind of knew the series in a way, but I was also about ready to ask if someone wanted to roleplay. Not from the series. The series was called Has-Been Hotel. I'm going to show you a picture of the character in a minute, but honestly, it is an adult series, so a lot of kids probably can't watch that unless their parents don't care, because some parents don't, but after that, I was about ready to ask if someone was gonna roleplay with me. Not Has-Been Hotel. I actually wanted to do, a demon angel roleplay, because I thought it would be an interesting thing, because the truth is, guys, I actually love to write stories, and I kind of feel like by roleplaying it, it would help me create my own story. I would even give you guys credit if you wanted me to, depending on how you would feel about it. I was thinking of giving credit. But before I got the chance to ask that, somebody literally in the comics section decides to ask me to please stop, and something about adult cosplays. And the first thing that came to my head is like, okay, maybe this is a misunderstanding. She probably thinks I'm trying to actually be exactly like that character, maybe because of what I said about you never fully dress without a smile and stuff like that. And I guess I could see why she was getting offended by it, which is understanding. And I literally said to her, I can't remember what I said, but I said as long as I'm not doing inappropriate behavior or cussing, I should be fine. And she kept saying, oh my god, it's against the rules. And for the fact that she was saying, oh my god, she wasn't being calm, cool, and collected about that. And before I knew it, her friend came in, and I got witch hunted. I'm not kidding, I'm not lying. Her friend came in and made things a lot worse. And this is why I like to say people should always be neutral in the game, and sadly that doesn't happen. Even on Animal Jam, I see it everywhere, and it gets really, really upsetting when people just take sides like that without hearing the other side of the story. And somebody literally said in the comic section in this game, literally said I screenshotted them. And that's really uncomfortable to do to someone. When I talked to the Emmons about this, they literally asked if I had screenshots of them. You want to know why I didn't take screenshots of you guys? Is because, unlike you guys, I could never have the heart to screenshot what you said and done to me. The main reason why I say that is because I feel like it's uncomfortable for one, and two, it's really mean to just screenshot someone, especially without even asking for their permission. You didn't even know my side of the story. But they didn't care about how I was feeling. They didn't care that I was... And this brings me to another thing. This is what really ticked me. Well, not ticked me off. I don't really get angry, to be honest. But this is what upsetted me even more. Is when I literally decided to change my character. And I said that too. I said, I changed my character now. I'm sorry. And her friend, I believe they were girls. I'm pretty sure they were either 9 or 10-year-olds. And if not, they were 14 or 15-year-olds. There's no way adults should just yell at another adult like that. Pretty sure they were really young, though. And the person literally came up to me after I was done saying, I changed my character, I'm sorry. Her friend who was witch hunting me literally came up to me, their friend, literally said, I'm still reporting you. And another person said, I reported you. So you mean to tell me that it is a-okay for you to report someone in the game even though they said they changed their character and that they were sorry? And part of me was thinking, like, what the hell? Even after I was being nice about it. And if you do have screenshots of me in the text, you know I wasn't being mean, right? I honestly forgot to mention this before to why I didn't bother to screenshot the people. I'm so sorry for not mentioning this before. But the main reason why I don't have the heart to screenshot people, especially when someone bullies me or attacks me or witch hunts me in the game, is because the truth is I think about people's feelings more than my own. I know that sounds hard to believe, but I do, and it's like I wouldn't have the heart to do to them what they did to me, because guess what? If they really did report me, I never bothered to report them back, and I see most people actually do the same to them. When somebody on Animal Jam, for example, says, I reported you, the other person will literally say, I've reported you too. I didn't do that. You see, they reported me, but I didn't report them. And as much as I hate to say it, I had no choice but to go, it was getting so bad, I had no choice but to go to the devs and the staff myself because it was getting so bad. And I'm not going to deny this, I don't like to have to go to people to bug them because of an issue like this. And I almost forgot to show the picture of Alastor. For those who don't know what he really looks like, I'm going to pull up a picture of what the human him looks like. That I tried to make my character kind of look like. I think it was supposed to be a knockoff because I like to do animal roleplays, to be honest with you. And if it is cosplaying, guys, I like to do animal cosplays, not really human cosplays. The only time I think I do a human cosplay is either A, if I'm on TikTok, or B, if I'm in a VR chat game, which I think that's actually for adults. I think that's 13 ages up or 18 ages up. I kind of forgot about how TikTok works. Or not TikTok, sorry, VR chat. But I'm going to show you a picture of Alastor, and it looks like someone gave me a star coin. Thank you very much. I'm going to pull up that picture of him just so you know what he looks like. Hopefully it's not an inappropriate picture, but it's the only one of him I have, so just bear with me on this. I'm going to pull up the picture real quick. So that was a picture of what Alastor really looks like from that adult series. And I also wanted to say that I was sorry, especially for that one person who I believe wanted to roleplay with me. I forgot what the heck that other person said. She said throws a radio something at you. I don't know if that person was roleplaying me or not, but if you were, I'm so sorry if I basically walked out on you or left the game. I was just getting so sick from these other people, like sick to my stomach, that I just had to get off the game and talk to the devs about it because it was getting so bad with all the threats when they're saying you're gonna get banned, and I'm like, okay, but if you see someone breaking the rules, especially if it's that, don't take your anger out on them. This is why you have to approach them calm, cool, and collected, and not just use the word stop. Try to explain it, and even though they're gonna be like, oh, well, we did, well, you saying, oh my god, for example, isn't okay, and it isn't okay saying to someone that you're still gonna report them, and it most definitely isn't a-okay for you to say, oh, I screenshotted them. That's the one big difference between those people and I, is that I don't have the heart to do that to people ever. The only time I think I would ever screenshot a person is if it was something serious. And those serious things is either A, that person was actually scamming, and I actually saw him doing it, and I knew that it was on purpose. which I'm gonna make up an example real quick. Or B, which is a big one, is if somebody actually was hacking. If somebody was actually hacking and I knew it was that person, if I knew that person was a hacker deep down inside, I wouldn't hesitate to hit the report button. And I want to make an example to really explain why it's not okay to report to someone who might not understand it. So I am going to make up an example that I was thinking at the top of my mind yesterday after I was at the edge of sobbing because I was getting scared until the admin in a chat approached me and had a talk with me about it. Because honestly, guys, I was afraid to get back into that game until that admin told me all about it. I was afraid that I was actually gonna get banned. Because I've honestly heard stories about innocent people getting banned over stupid things. Like, it actually happened in this game once. Just because someone said XD, they apparently got suspended for saying the word XD, which you gotta admit, that's a stupid reason. What's wrong with saying the word XD? Like, apparently XD just means it's funny. I mean, maybe they could have been using it for bad, but if they weren't, it's a stupid reason to get, like, suspended. And apparently this happened on Animal Jam too. I don't know if they said banned or suspended, but I think someone said they got banned just because they said the word hiss in a roleplay. What is wrong with people saying the word hiss? It wasn't on here, just remember it was on Animal Jam. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with saying the word hiss. How is hiss a bad word? Do you see kind of the issues here? It's why it's stupid to report people sometimes. I'm gonna talk about the story real quick, because, well, not story, but I'm gonna give my example now, because I know some people might want to hear it. It's a really good example, and this is something that's commonly kind of happens in Animal Jam, but people don't realize it's glitches or mess ups sometimes, so I'm going to get on with that. Alright, so we're gonna give a real big, important, and very important example to why you shouldn't report someone right away. Yes, I know it's there for a reason. I know that report is there for a reason, but people are honestly abusing it. I've seen it so much, and I'm kind of getting sick of it. But, for an example, here it is. Let's say if you are playing Animal Jam, for instance. A lot of yous who play Felandia probably heard of Animal Jam before, and if not, Animal Jam is another type of animal role-play game, I guess you could say, but there's multiple mini-games, which I know Felandia is slowly starting to get in there with the mini-games. But let's say if you are running around as a penguin and you are trading, we're going to just say you're trading these rare Jam Holiday Dizzy Stars, because a lot of jammers want those, and your dream item, okay, you have 2 dream items. You know that your Jam Holiday Dizzy Stars would be worth, I would believe, double tails, but also galaxy wings, because we all know that Dizzy Stars are probably worth more. I was told they are apparently worth more. If they're not, then I'm sorry. And let's say a person who's running around as a bunny in the game, and this person that's running around as a bunny, you have no idea he is a 10-year-old boy, and he sees that you're trading his dream item, and he has what you have. Okay, we know scamming's high, right? He has what you have, and you have what he has. So he decides to offer his trade to you. You accept his trade, and before you know it, you put up your Jam Holiday Dizzy Stars, while he puts up his galaxy wings and double tails, because you said you both want them because you want the trade to be fair, right? Lots of jammers out there who play Animal Jam will know this. They want a fair trade. So he's going to be fair with you, and you're going to be fair with him. Then all of a sudden, he's playing on his tablet, of course. So all of a sudden, his tablet decides to shut the light thing off. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you know how your phone light can just shut off sometimes if you don't touch it for a while? And that just suddenly happens to him because maybe he hasn't touched the screen in a while because you're still talking to him about, you know, the items whatsoever. And you decide to hit the accept trade button, and so does he. But when he clicks for his tablet to turn the light back on, he accidentally takes the double tails off the trade, and he hits accept, which brings me to another thing real quick. It's always good to really look deeply at the trade. Yeah, I said deeply a lot, because you want to look really, really deep in trades before you hit the accept button in a trade. And before you know it, when you both hit the accept, it's too late. You already made the trade. And you take a look to see if you have the items because you thought maybe it was a glitch. So, when you look to see that you only have the galaxy wings while the boy has the rare Dizzy Stars, he realizes that his double tails was taken off, and you realize you didn't get them. So you decide to throw a complete fit at him. Meanwhile, that 10-year-old boy realized that he didn't give you the double tails, and he's apologizing, saying he's going to try and trade them to you now. And when he tries to hit the trade button for you to accept, instead of you accepting it, you decline it, and before you know it, you start going out calling him that he's some kind of scammer, when really he didn't mean to hit the button and that he's sorry. I've actually seen this happen before in Animal Jam too. It's kind of common, but I think people learn from their mistakes. And meanwhile, when he's trying to apologize, you get a whole crowd, because let's say it's taking place in Jamaat Township. It's getting big, guys. It's getting bad, and it's going on, and a lot of people start attacking him. They're taking your side. They're attacking him, and they're not giving him a chance to speak his full story. And meanwhile, that 10-year-old boy, not trying to scare you guys, it's just an example, but meanwhile, that 10-year-old boy could be suicidal, and he could also be getting bullied at school, and maybe the only good game that he really has that he can play, that his parents allow him to play, is Animal Jam, because a lot of games can have inappropriate stuff sometimes. I'm not going to deny that. Even on Roblox it happens, and Animal Jam is really strict on it, so maybe that's the only game he can play. And you tell everyone to report him, and everyone starts reporting that poor, sweet, innocent 10-year-old boy who's just trying to give you the item that you wanted, and you keep declining over and over again. You're not listening to his side of the story either. You don't even stop to think that maybe behind that person in the game, like behind that little bunny rabbit hopping in the game, or behind a cat in Felandia, or whatever game you're playing, behind that screen, you don't know what's going on in the other person's world at all. Okay, you don't know. And guess what? That 10-year-old boy who gets back on the game the next day finds out the heartbreaking truth that he has been banned for scamming when he wasn't trying to scam you in the first place. Now, do you guys see the problem why it isn't always okay to report someone right away? A lot of people, mainly it happens on Animal Jam, ask me to report someone, and I don't really answer to that because whether if there's proof or not, there could have been an accident involved. Which brings me to my side of the story again. The only reason to why I might have possibly accidentally broke this rule is I never understood the cosplay rule in this game. I thought when they said inappropriate cosplays, because I'm going to be honest, I thought when they were talking about 18 up cosplays, I thought, like, for example, I don't want to say the word because it's really bad and inappropriate to say, but I'm going to spell it out for you guys. I'm not going to say it because I like to be clean. Yeah, I'm very clean. I don't swear or cuss like you guys, and if I do, it's only in person. Never ever on the internet will I do that because there could be minors watching. But let's just say if somebody made up a crazy OC and they decide to name the OC F-U-C-K and they put the word you, and you really love that OC, and you decide to use that OC in this game, that I can see people complaining about because that is a swear word and that is very inappropriate to use. That is like one of the only reasons, like, I actually thought that's why that existed for, that's why I thought it was there. And I did apologize in the end. I don't know if they even screenshotted me saying that or not, but I definitely said I was sorry. But now do you guys see the issue why it isn't always okay to report a person? It's not what the report is actually there for you to do right away. It's only there if someone actually continues doing something. Like if they actually continue it. And guess what? If you still think it's a-okay to go ahead and report that person on Animal Jam right away about the example before, guess what? You just got an innocent person banned. How does that make you feel? Which I'm going to talk about why I'm kind of against that rule in this game now. I never meant to break it, obviously. And I think Boots is here and I'm going to have to go and find him. Alrighty, so I found Boots, and we are going to click on him. Everybody loves Boots. He may not be the favorite, but everyone loves him. And I always thought of another reason why that whole character post thing was there about the whole other people's OCs is I believed it was because the Thieves wouldn't like it if someone used the name Boots. But I'm going to talk about why I'm against that rule with the 18 plus and the OC kind of thingy, or whatever the heck it was said. I didn't bother to memorize it, but I did have to reread the rules again. But I'm going to talk about why I'm kind of partly against the rule, so bear with me on this. I'm going to explain why I'm partly against this rule about the 18 plus character thing and other people's OCs, which I'm not fully against that one, but I'll explain why I kind of am. So, for the people OC one, which wasn't really my situational issue, but this is something I see a lot of people do. For example, I see a lot of people run around this game as Cal, right? We all know who Cal is. You guys all love Cal. You all adore him. And I see a lot of people run around as him. If this is honestly an example of something that can't be used in the game anymore because maybe it's offensive to the Deeves, that I kind of understand. But in my opinion, this is just me, not to hurt the Deeves or anything. I love them all dearly, but as an example, I'd say if you're gonna run around as Cal in the game, or Ember the Dragon, if you try to make Ember, or Boots, you know, those OCs that you love, always, always, always give the person credit by putting their name down below in the bio or something, or next to the name of the character, because it is rude, because you're kind of stealing their art, and that I can kind of understand why the Deeps have that. But to me, I feel like, in my opinion, it should be okay as long as you're giving them credit. I didn't fully understand that rule, like I said before, but as long as you're giving credit and they're okay with it, you should be fine. Like, if someone says don't use their OC, I could kind of see why. That's probably why that's there. But to me, if they're okay with it, just make sure to give them credit. It's very important to give credit. That's why I'm partly kind of against it, because some people won't mind it. They just want you to give them credit. And now from the part that was part of my problem situation, which I'm not going to deny this. I seen a person, I don't remember if it was in Felandia or not, but someone ran around with the name Peter Griffin. Yeah, Peter Griffin from Family Guy. They didn't say that he was from Family Guy. They didn't talk or mention about Family Guy at all, but I knew immediately they were being Peter Griffin from Family Guy. I automatically knew because they tried to look like him and tried to be like him and stuff, I believe, but they weren't being inappropriate about it. I think they were looking for a roleplay, but they wanted a clean roleplay. To me, the reason why I'm not fully with the 18 plus character thing is because this is something the Deeves actually said. They said, just as long as you don't mention the series or the name, I feel like it's a-okay for you to call yourself Peter Griffin, for example, but maybe don't have the word Family Guy in the bio. This is what one of the Deeves was actually saying. And I believe someone else said it as well. Like, they just don't mention the name of the series. Like, if you want to roleplay as Stan from South Park, don't say the words from South Park, right? That would make sense. You could still roleplay as the character. It's just probably best not to tell them where your character came from. Because you don't want little kids finding out about the inappropriate TV show, so it would make sense. And I didn't even mention the word Has-Been Hotel. I think people automatically started to assume I was trying to be exactly like that character because of what I was probably saying. And the fact that my character was probably red like him, maybe. I'm probably going to change the color just so people don't get upset anymore. And I think one of the Deeves or someone texted me back now, and I have to see, because I was literally asking, is there anything wrong? I want to ask you guys, yes, you guys, anyone, whether if you're a Deeve or not watching this video, let me ask you. I want to ask you, is there anything wrong with me using the name Alastor from that series? Like, I never mentioned Has-Been Hotel, but I think it's because I really love the name Alastor too. But be honest, is there anything wrong with me using that name? Because I don't really see how there's a problem using that name. If the Deeves said it's fine, then it should be fine. And oh my goodness, it just took a while. So yeah, when I was talking about why I was sort of kind of against that rule now, I think it was mainly because the staff kind of had it posted, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. But now, hopefully everyone can understand why now it's not always a good idea to go ahead and report someone just because you heard they did something bad, or even if you saw them do it and they didn't understand that rule and you didn't give them a chance, especially when someone says that they're sorry. And if you're that type of person who doesn't give the person a chance to change, kind of reminds me of that horror movie called The Bear, which is an R-rated movie, and the guy literally said, you didn't give the bear a chance to run. If you're that type of person who doesn't give a person a chance to change their character because of that issue, or fix whatever has been wrong, then honestly you're the type of person that needs to get off the internet, because people don't like to be reported, especially for a crime that they never meant to commit in the first place, or never meant to, or didn't understand. Because it happened to me recently, yes, but I see it happen a lot, even on Animal Jam, probably on VR chat as well. And it's starting to really get upsetting. It's also very triggering, especially when people are threatening you. It's really triggering to people. But I think I'm going to end the video from here, but I'm going to end it with the post of what one of the admins had, because for once I actually decided to take a screenshot because it was something that an admin has recently posted, and I totally agree with them on this one. I believe they're an admin. I forget their name, but it should be in the post. I also wanted to say thank you very much to the admins and the devs for being very nice about it, because some admins and devs are not always nice. I'm sure some of us know that, but these ones were very nice about it, so thank you very much. And once again, sorry to that person who wanted to probably roleplay with me for a Has-Been Hotel one. They were probably trying to do one, but I don't know. I would have totally roleplayed with you, but I was feeling so sick to my stomach about this that I had to get off the game. But I'm gonna end it with that post now, so you guys can see the understandings of what they have said, in case you don't have in case you don't have the, what is it called? I forgot what the heck the name of the app is called. It's not clicking in my head, but I'm gonna have to pull it up for you guys real quick. So I'll end it with the post.